Welcome to 3-Minute Game Recommendations. I'm Zachary X, and in the next 3 minutes, I will tell you whether or not you should play Risk of Rain 2. All my videos are 100% spoiler-free, including the gameplay shown, which, for this reason, will exclusively focus on the first few minutes of the game. Let's get right into it. Risk of Rain 2 is a third-person, action roguelike shooter developed by the indie studio Hopoo Games, currently being published by Gearbox Publishing. The game launched out of early access on August 11th, 2020, to overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. In Risk of Rain 2, you land on a planet playing as one of over a dozen unique playable characters, and are tasked with surviving for as long as possible against the alien fauna. Risk of Rain 2's gameplay is its biggest selling factor, with truly randomized runs and tight gameplay making it have endless replayability. One of the game's more unique aspects is its sense of scale, as items can be stacked infinitely to create startlingly powerful builds. Items and enemies are very memorable as well, and the difficulty is customizable, becoming quite hard, yet still fair, when you crank it up. Risk of Rain 2's art style is relatively simplistic, but powerfully captures the tone and environment of the game. The color palette intentionally relies on generally more dull colors, but the levels are designed to make the enemies and abilities you use really pop against the backdrop, which is a nice visual treat. Sound effects are very nice, however you'll be mostly wowed by the epic heavy metal-esque soundtrack composed by Christodoulou's. Risk of Rain 2's final boss can be beaten for the first time in probably less than 25 hours. However, there's an absurd amount of content to play after that, so I highly encourage anyone playing to not stop playing once they beat the final boss once, as this is not that kind of game. You can keep playing this game for upwards of 100 hours or more to get 100% of the achievements, and even after that, there are still tons of customizable options to expand the content even more. In my opinion, Risk of Rain 2 is a fantastic roguelike gem, and frankly is a phenomenal game compared to any other genre too. That being said, here's my specific recommendation for this game. I recommend Risk of Rain 2 to anyone who is a fan of the roguelike genre, obviously. This game is one of the best examples of this style of game, but additionally has seamless co-op multiplayer, so I highly recommend Risk of Rain 2 to anyone looking for a good online co-op game. If you're looking for a game that has lots of content and value for your money, you've also come to the right place. Additionally, Risk of Rain 2 is, in my opinion, quite easy to pick up and put back down anytime, so there is no skill barrier to entry initially, and if later you get busy with other things in life, it's fairly simple to get back into it down the line. I could sing Risk of Rain 2's praises for a lot longer, but I want to mention a few cases where I wouldn't jump to recommend this game. I don't recommend Risk of Rain 2 to people who always need some form of progression in the game they are playing, as the vast majority of progression of Risk of Rain 2 comes from unlocking new items, so there are little to no leveling systems or permanent upgrades to be found here. Furthermore, if realistic graphics are a big deal to you, you probably won't enjoy this title as much, but hey, I'd still recommend giving this one a try. And that's my final recommendation. Check the video description if you want my thoughts on the game's additional DLC content. And finally, thanks for watching. And please like and subscribe for more game recommendations from me to you.